Hi, my name's Justin Harnish and welcome to the show. Well, this summer has given us a mixed bag of weather, some of it good for the plants and some of it not so good. But despite the not so good, the veggies have actually done pretty well, so now it's time to harvest and eat what's come off my block. Guess what I got as an early Christmas present? She's a beauty. It's at this time the peas will need a little TLC, and by now you've had a couple of small harvests and enjoyed the fresh sweetness. Start by taking the dead leaves off and any of the branches that are no longer useful so that the plant's energy, and by that I don't mean spiritual energy or anything like that, can be concentrated into growing more peas. Next, you want to give it a hand by making sure it's tied back and has room to grow. This could mean winding its tendrils around some string or some chicken wire. Next thing you want to do is pick as many peas as you possibly can to stimulate the growth of more, but leaving the old wrinkly type of peas on the plant to dry properly, and then you can pick them later for seeds for next year.
Confusion surrounds all around me, yeah. All the turns in the road seem to go no way. Portraits or fake smiles with them lying eyes. I wouldn't even know what's yours or what's mine.
So yeah, I went foraging for peas, and broad beans too. I had quite a few of those. Wonderful things, sweet, beautiful peas and beans. Real easy to shuck, but what I do is just separate the broad beans. So once you've got your peas and your broad beans, you want to try and get them out of the shell as fast as possible. When you're picking the peas, sometimes you go a little bit fast and pick ones that you shouldn't really pick. What you're looking for, really, is something that looks like that. That's a good pea to pick. What you don't want is something like that. It's quite old, it's wrinkly. That should have stayed on the vine. The peas will not be sweet, they'll be a little bit bitter. One or two of them in the mix is probably okay, but in all seriousness you should leave those on the vine. Wait till they get really dry. Once they're almost popping open, that's the time you can pick them and use them for next year's seeding. So yeah, you don't really want those. Sometimes it works out like this. That's the way it should do. Put them in there. Like that. Grab that. Kind of, sometimes I don't do it properly. Like that, like a banana. Thumb in. Yeah, see.
All these things can let me be. Hey, dog detector, side deflector, night obliterator, light corrector, dog detector, side deflector, night obliterator, light corrector. front of me, yeah. Now I know that I'm going somewhere, yeah. Somewhere, yeah. No more excuses with my head up high. You can't bring me down, so don't even try. Fading light, I won't be lost, yeah. 'Cause that shrouded man can't find me. No more tears that time forgot, All these things can let me be. Hey, dog detector, side deflector, night obliterator, light corrector, dog detector, side deflector, night obliterator, light corrector.
This is always a nervous part of the year for me. The garlic has been here for almost 6 months and they're starting to bolt. See the little bit there? That'll be a bulb and flowers soon. When you see that, it's really time to start seriously thinking about pulling the garlic. But once it's pulled, you can't do anything about it. So take some of the dirt away and see. Oh, look at that. That one's definitely ready. So a lot of these are definitely ready to come out. So get your trusty trowel, cross your fingers, and let's go. Absolutely beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. So that is a good harvest of garlic. Most of them were at their peak time. Some of them didn't form as well as they possibly could, not as perfect as others, but that's okay. There's still a lot in the garden that need a couple more weeks to go, which we'll harvest later. But for right now, we're going to tidy these up and leave them to dry a little bit so the skins can get a bit papery and then we can hang them. But I'm very happy with that.
When I was 5, I drew a picture for a class project entitled What I Want to Be When I Grow Up. And I decided with my life that I wanted either to be an astronaut or a double-decker bus driver. Yeah, I thought I had it sorted. Went back to something more important, like playing hopscotch or reading pop rocks, reading comic books, riding our bikes along the dock beside the water, cause the future was very big and very far away. So many paths to choose, so many parts to play, so many second chances left, and where we'll be then from where we are today, well, it's always hard to say. When I look in the mirror now.
So what you want to do with the garlic is leave it sitting in the sun for up to a week, and this is the result. You can see the paper, a little bit of dirt around there that can just wiped off. Leave most of it on, And then what you want to do is get yourself some string, and we're going to plait it up. Now, I'm not good at this. I will tell you right front, I'm not good at this, but I do what I can, and that's all you need. Because what's going to happen is once it's all tied up, it's going to hang up, and it's going to dry a little bit more. It's going to retain a good amount of moisture, and the flavours are going to get more intense. It's not going to over dry unless you leave it there for like a year or something like that. Trust me, it won't get to a year. So, real easy. And bear with me, I'm not good at this. I'm sure somebody will write in and tell me exactly how it's done. Don't care.
No more time left for doing stupid shit for no reason. Man, I'm starting to gasp at my last breath. So free. Some new philosophies, so logically I look to see what prophecies my parents' lives could possibly offer me. See, my mama's smart, but the type to fight against the man, arguing the question instead of writing the exam. Law school dropout, I admire the sentiment, but I see how she struggles. My whole life it's been evident. Then my dad pulled average grades, but with a solid work ethic, incredibly practical, but yet he's far from intrepid. I love them both, but neither one are who I want to be. You know what they say though about the apple in the tree. I look at choices I've made and wonder who I'll become. My dad's secure, my mum's poor, and I'm a music student. When I look in the mirror now, I can't remember a moment I got wrong.
That's pretty good, I think. You can do it your way, I do it my way. I like this, and it looks good. It looks nice and rustic.
But somewhere along the way, I guess things changed.
Now the carrots are doing really, really well. So it's time to give them a bit of a weed, and there comes a time in every carrot's life where they need to be thinned, and this can be kind of a heartbreaking experience. Okay, so right here is a good example of two that are growing really, really close together. So all we have to do is just finger around and find the one that's developed the least, and it looks like it's probably that one. So give it a bit of a pull. Now you've got a baby carrot there, actually. Now you can cook that up and eat that. It would be really, really nice and sweet. But no, we're going to let that brew for a little bit longer. Here's another example. I'll dig down, get a little bit of a tug. There we go. this spinach has gone way out of control, so we're going to cut it right back, right down. But don't worry, we're not going to get rid of it. We'll take off all the little bits that we can, which are usable. They're the baby spinach, if you like. After a bout of heavy rain and wind, a veritable storm, it's knocked over my corn. It's starting to even get ears now, but I'm not sure there's much I can do, but I'm going to try and get these growing properly again. When you harvest the veggies from your garden, you're going to be left with a lot of holes. So now it's time to think about sowing some more seeds for this season. Now in summer, in your tropical or subtropical places, you want to be looking at things like Cape gooseberries or capsicums, Chinese peppers, cress, cucumbers, eggplants, herbs, lettuces, marrows, melons, mustard, okra, onions, which are spring onions of course, pumpkins, radishes, rosella, rhubarb, silver beet, squashes, sweet corn, sweet potatoes, tomatoes and zucchinis. Not only are we living in the digital age, we're also living in the age where we are burdened by the folly of consumerism from us, our parents and our grandparents. I think I can call it a folly as they knew not what they did, nor the effects of what they were doing. The mass consumption of fossil fuels. There's no doubt now that global climate change is real. There is also insurmountable evidence that points the finger at us, Homo sapiens, as one of the causes. We are the catalyst. For that and many other reasons, I choose to continue my journey to self-sufficiency. I hope you're inspired by my efforts and join me. Well, that's about it for this episode, but before I go, I'd like to share this thought with you. As Christmas comes and goes, for the rich, for the poor, for the happy, for the sad, for the downtrodden, and for the blessed, may we all have a safe Christmas and look forward to a bright new year. For some of us, it can only get better. Roll on 2015. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share this video and my channel. And please have a very, very Merry Christmas. And until next week, remember, keep calm and garden on.